We few, we happy few, we band of brothers. Shakespeare wrote these words about the bond that soldiers have for each other. After the Vietnam War, Americans learned that we can hate the war, but we must honor the soldier.
You form this bond of, it's a bond of lower guys that, you know, you're together. You're the ones doing the dirty deed, to say, the battle, the fighting, and the being shot at and being hurt and being injured.
It's maybe even stronger with veterans because when you come back from something like this and you get married and you start raising your children, this isn't something you want to share with them. This isn't something you want to tell your wife, but you've got to talk it out with somebody. And having fellows who've been there with you, that's a tremendous comfort. I've been to veterans reunions, and these guys, they may not see each other for 365 days at a time, but as soon as they're in contact again, it's like they've never been apart.
You know, when you go up on Memorial Day and you go into a cemetery and you see all those flags flying on all those graves, and you look at, I always call it in the company of heroes, because each one of those graves marks a hero. Each one of those graves you walk upon, you put your hand on that tombstone, there's a story there that he could tell you about his duty and his service. And
we lost about 18,000 guys in Iwo Jima in a week.
We lost 6,000 the first day they invaded Iwo Jima.
The battle for Iwo Jima, considering the number of men involved, was the bloodiest battle in the history of the Marine Corps.
Did you know where your brother was on Iwo Jima?
Yeah. Well, I knew where the 4th Division was. They were to the right of, like, the 5th was on the left side and the 4th was on the right side. So I commandeered a Jeep and took off up there. He was only up about 2.5 miles, 2 miles up this little road they had. And I found his unit, and we had a nice visit.
What did you talk about?
When we're going home. when we're getting out. There was a lieutenant, as I understand it, a corpsman, and another Marine. They found a piece of pipe, about 8–10 foot. They tied the flag on that and stood it up.
To signify that they made it, they'll raise a flag. They'll find a pipe and they'll lash a flag to it, and they'll put it up.
Of course, everyone, you know, at the base of Suribachi could see that. You could see it almost from every position in the island.
And that will be seen by all the Marines below them, and also be seen by the supporting warships out to sea, which will start blowing their whistles, and the troops will be cheering and things like that.
that brought a whole new light to the soldiers at Iwo Jima. The battle wasn't over by any light, but there was that flag raised upon that, which gave them hope and honor and a feeling.
And one of the people who is witnessing this scene is James V. Forrestal, the Secretary of the Navy. And he will turn to a senior Marine general and say that that flag raising will guarantee a Marine Corps for the next 500 years. But it's not that big a flag, and a larger one will be sent up, and it'll be raised about 3 hours later. And as it goes up, a wire service photographer named Joe Rosenthal will take a picture, and he doesn't really think it's that big a deal. Everyone has their backs to him.
And of course, that picture was seen around the world.
And that will capture the nation's imagination. It will become the icon for a major war bond drive, and it will become really the icon of the Marine Corps.
At this very hour, young American men and women are in uniform and in harm's way in foreign lands and dangerous places.
It's very simple, you know, and it's what I tell a lot of people too. It's 2 little words. Thank you. No matter World War II veteran, somebody that just came home in the supermarket, just go tap them on the shoulder. Thanks. Vietnam veteran, you make their week. 30 years later, thank you. What? That's it, thank you.